give a hand to these awesome musicians here. All the accolades are out the way to our very own Reverend Adams. Amen. If you have your Bibles, go with me to Joshua 10, the 12th verse. We'll read a couple of verses after that. Amen. Second chance, your pastor love you. Amen. Thank you. If everybody have that, say amen. Amen. That'll be Joshua, the 10th chapter and the 12th verse. You would find these words recorded. Then spake Joshua to the Lord in the day when the Lord delivered up the Amorites before the children of Israel, and said in the sight of Israel, Sun, stand thou still upon Gibeon, and thou moon in the valley of Ajalon. And the sun stood still, and the moon stayed, until the people had avenged themselves upon their enemies. Is not this written in the book of Jasher? So the sun stood still in the midst of heaven, and hasted not to go down about a whole day. Somebody shout a whole day. Whole day. And there was no day like that before it or after it, that the Lord hearkened unto the voice of a man, for the Lord fought for Israel. We want to use for a text tonight the Joshua generation. You may be seated. Is it not amazing that the scripture points out that there was never a day? Well, think about that. Does it mean that God no longer operates in the same manner of power that he did then? Or does it mean that we are not operating in our right vein? Shove your neighbor right now and say, neighbor, I need a Joshua in my life. The problem is not that God isn't moving. It's not that God, that he's incapable of what he did yesterday. He's capable of doing it today. It's not that he has Alzheimer's. It's not that he's being weakened by sugar diabetes. It has nothing to do with him having rickets or nothing to do with him having arthritis, but it has everything to do with us not touching him when we really supposed to. Yeah. You said something. And that's what we got to center on, because back then they were doing something different than we do now. I need help in here, somebody. Now, I read somewhere in Hebrews, I want to say it's 13 and 8, where it depicts, it says that God is the same God yesterday, today, and forevermore. That means that if I stand in the seat and I need the day to be prolonged, that means that my God is able. I need help in here. But something has been happening, and something that we've left off that they did then that we should be doing right now. Back then I realized it was culture that when they operated according to their names. Their parents raised them according to their names. Even though we know, or we may call our children, but I'm really wondering what they're actually hearing. Prime example, if you've had a no good husband, I need help in here, and he happened to have left like you. Now they're being raised up with another name other than what you've named them. So now they're operating in what you've called them. It's not that they're not able to accomplish great things, but it's what you're labeling them to be. I dare anybody to have a bad wife. A mother that happened to have left their children. And you go to live with your grandmother or your aunt. The first thing that they'll say if something happened, no matter how young you are, the first thing they said, you're going to be just like your. It's amazing that we understand this, but we don't understand the power that is really being projected in their life, or what path that we're putting our children on. Well, back then in the culture, it was Hebraic culture. That when they began to call name Joshua, or you say Jehoshua or Hoshea or Oshea, whichever one, Jehovah is salvation. When Moses called Joshua, he didn't hear his name, but he heard Jehovah is salvation. It's different than what we recollect right now. So this boy was being raised up to deliver somebody. I dare you to start calling your children a child of God, and they will raise up believing to be a child of God. Because there's power in the name. There's power in the way that God has created us. And now in this day and time that we're living in, we need some Joshua generations around here. Need somebody that know who God is. It's sad to say that we go places and we hear a whole lot of folk confess God, but nobody actually know him. When you get in a bad situation, you call on everybody but God. I would hate to say that this is primarily because the way we're being raised, and for some reason, we can raise a child up to go to school. We can put that as pristine, or not only pristine, but as the highest thing that they're to accomplish in life. I'm finding out that we're valuing education more than we're valuing being a child of God. That's really sad, because the last studies that I did and research that I did, that we're losing our children coming out of the church when they go to college, because they're being faced with so many different religions, and we have not placed Christianity on the top of their level. And so they're trying to get knowledge, and so you're telling them that when you get there, get the knowledge. So they end up just flirting with what others have to say and not having a basis. We're killing them before they're even dying. The Joshua generation is somebody that they understand what it means to win. Moses called on Joshua when he needed something to happen. If there was ever a battle, he didn't call on anybody but Joshua. Joshua was the captain. He knew what it was to win. He had battling all inside him. He was a battle act, because he understood that his name meant salvation. It meant deliverance. How many of you in here got deliverance tattooed on your name? Called him, and Joshua he made it a point. He made it a point to stand up for what his name meant. Oh, I wish the preachers now, the pastors now, would just stand up to what their name meant. I wish that we could finally look at the news without seeing what pastor that have lost his mind, have he went running after the lust of his flesh. I wish that there would be pastors that will stand and stop loving other men. I wish that there were pastors that would stand and love their wives. I wish the pastors would stand up and say, "What thus saith the Lord." I wish that pastors would stand up to the name and say, "We shall not be moved." Is anybody wishing the same thing? Is anybody wishing that Joshua generation will come back? Because I need somebody that know how to pull a miracle when a miracle need to be when there's battling going on. I need somebody that say, "Lord, keep that sun still. I need just a little time for prayer. I need just a little time to fight because the battle can't be won at downtime. I need you on my side." Anybody in here? Do you know what a battle is? Do you know what the Joshua generation is all about? I'm wondering, is anybody in the house knowing what Joshua is all about? Maybe one day, if I'm effective at what I do today, you will leave here saying, "Lord, just give me a taste of Joshua." Joshua, Jehovah is salvation. We've ran away from that. We look at salvation just from the mere baptism and think that's all there is. But we don't understand that salvation is a lifestyle. Look at your neighbor and say, "Neighbor, did you know that salvation is a lifestyle?" Well, I'm wondering, why are you giving your allegiance to sugar diabetes? I'm wondering why you're giving your allegiance to arthritis. I'm wondering why you are sitting up here bowing down to what cancer is saying that has come up over you. If you knew what salvation was all about, you will stand outside your body and tell your body that Jehovah is salvation. Amen. I wish I had some folk in here that want to be in the Joshua generation. I wish that we can get to that place. We're missing it because now we're raising up children and children don't understand what a miracle is. If mama and daddy can't do it, it can't be done. And now the parents are not even living up to what they're supposed to be. If we could just get to a position and go on and bow down to God and say, "Lord, I surrender." But that's too much because you get up every morning and God bless you to go to work, but you still think it's you. In fact, when you go to work, you're complaining about going to work. You're not even giving God praise. You get to a position and once you're there, you're saying when you open the door, "I wish I knew." You get there and you get to a place in your life and you're saying, "No, this is not the day that you want to mess with me." But I dare somebody to say, "Lord, just thank you for waking me up this morning. Thank you for a job to go to. Thank you, God, for what's about to happen. Thank you because I'm going to be a blessing to somebody. Thank you because salvation has come to somebody else." Why haven't we extended salvation on an everyday basis? We can present salvation to somebody that already believes. It's easy to talk to somebody that's already in church. It's easy to witness to somebody that understands what a shout is all about. But what about the person that's been battling because he haven't had the car that he's been looking for, and he just got out of the pen? He's been praying and it seemed like ain't nothing going on. You knew him last year about something that he did 4 years ago. I'm wondering, is you able to go there to that person and say, "God will"? It's amazing. It's amazing how we miss our true calling. The president of this district, he has a vision of unity. And it's amazing that you find out when we're trying to pull unity, you always have one. I need help in here. I wish I had somebody. I'm on my way home, but I just stopped by to tell you, there was a conversation that was going on in heaven. And the conversation was before you were even born, before the earth had even been created, before the skies were what they are, there was a conversation that went on, and it started something like this. What is man that thou art so mindful of him? Or the Son of Man that thou come and visit him? That you've made him just a little lower than the angels, but you've crowned him with glory and honor. Gabriel didn't have a problem with what was said. He said, Yahweh, God, I see where you're going with this right here. I see the plan. He didn't have a problem worshiping man. Don't look at me crazy, because angels are sent here really to be your armor bearers. I need help in here, somebody. You can go and reference this. It's in the text, Hebrew 1 and 14. And we don't realize what we have at our disposal. And so I was thinking, and I realized this right here that happened. And everybody was in agreement. Michael, the warring angel, said, okay, I see it. The cherubim didn't leave, nor the seraphim. They didn't fly away, but they stood their course and said, we're going to back you up, God, because you're God. But one. If you go to Hebrews 2 and 6, you'll see but one. There's always one renegade angel. There's always one hood rat angel with a hood rat mentality. It's always one that will not do what God has called him to do. I found out in the church house that folk ask questions not because they don't understand, but they don't necessarily agree. Just one. Don't take no one to tear out a whole church. One was one angel, and now we're fighting demons. We're fighting fallen angels. You got demons walking in the church. Demons as the church. And I'm still wondering, where is the Joshua generation? So even though all of this went on in the heavens before the earth was ever created, and finally somebody came on the scene that wasn't scared. Shook the neighbor and said, neighbor, he wasn't scared. When he was sent out as a spy, him and little old Caleb. Caleb is known as a dog. His name means dog because everywhere Joshua went, Caleb was right there behind him. And when the spies came back and he finally gave them a report where everybody said, we be like grasshoppers. That's what he said. But I heard somewhere in the scriptures what Joshua and Caleb said, if the Lord be for us, anybody in this place, do you know if the Lord be for you? I need help in here. Do anybody in here believe that the Lord is able? Say yes. Say yes. So this same Joshua, after he went on for 40 years dealing with somebody else's own decisions, he finally had his time to let folk know that Joshua means Jehovah is salvation. I'm hoping by right now that we got enough power in this house where you believe that Joshua is the generation you need. was fighting for his territory. A territory that God said was already his. What you got to realize, there's going to be battles to get to your own possessions. The enemy is trying to stop you from unifying what's already yours. Say yes, somebody. There's an enemy inside your camp just trying to keep you from what's yours. Say yes. But the Joshua generation, it's something about the Joshua generation. Joshua generation, they understand there's angels. They understand that they're messengers. They understand that they're armor bearers. And every time they speak, they're speaking to their angels and say, go, bring me what's mine. Say yes. Something about the name of Jesus. Is there anybody in here ready to be Joshua? Is there anybody in this place ready to know what Joshua is? I wish I had somebody about 10 Holy Ghost filled folk that believe that God is, he's still salvation. God is, he's still salvation. Say yes. If I were you tonight, your soul needs to get on fire. You've been over hills and over mountains. You've been down in hell's valley. Oh, yes. Anybody in this house? Anybody in the house is ready to be a Joshua generation? Say yes, somebody. It's not my hand tonight to tell you that God is still in the blessing business. That God is still in the healing business. Anybody in here ready to speak to your angel? I dare you to tell your angel, be thy move in my family, move in my marriage, move in my church, move in my children. The Joshua generation. Anybody in here? Are you ready to go on? And let's tell the song, be thou still. Anybody in here? Are you ready to tell the Lord, be thou still? I need you to be still, because I got a battle to fight. I can't give up now. My business round me, and I got a winner. I got a winner now. There's Holy Ghost inside of me, and it's telling me not to give up. Have you given up? Have you thrown in the towel? I need to know. Have you thrown in the towel? I need to know. Or did you keep it and tell the Lord, I'm gonna stand. I'm gonna stand. I'm gonna stand. Oh, God's promises. I'm gonna stand because my name is a child of God. I'm gonna stand because I've been delivered. I'm gonna stand because God is my Father. I'm gonna stand because I'm covered under the blood. Yes, 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 yes. I can't stop now. The battle is almost over. I don't think y'all know what's going on, but I told the devil this morning that I will win. I told my enemy this morning I still gonna start for joy. I told them this morning that I won't turn back. I gotta run on and see what the end's gonna be. Grab your neighbor by the hand and say, neighbor, 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 I'm gonna keep on. I gotta keep on keeping on. I gotta keep on fighting. I gotta fight. I gotta keep on fighting. going to take my place. Somebody just may want to get to heaven